thought he was dead. He had no pulse. He looked so pale." These were the words of Michel Platini, the former UEFA president, recounting on a World Cup semi-final game of '82 after his teammate was fouled in what is the worst tackle in football's history.
Forever remembered as one of the most shocking challenges.
A tackle which would see him slip into coma during the match. The man who made that tackle,
Toni Schumacher,
would later recount, "Secretly, I feared Battiston was seriously injured, possibly lying in a coma."
The world champions are Argentina.
The World Cup is the most prestigious trophy of all.
Genius!
So it is every player's dream to play at such stage. But as the saying goes, one man's meat is another man's poison. The World Cup, with all its glory, would turn out to be a curse for French player Patrick Battiston, because he would see his life flash before his own eyes. So how did a World Cup football match turn into a crime scene?
911, what's your emergency?
Patrick Raymond Gilles Battiston, or simply Patrick Battiston, was a French defender born in 1957. The '82 World Cup was looking to be different for both France and Battiston, because Battiston, aged 25 at the time, was entering the peak of his career, having won his first senior title a year prior to the World Cup. On June 13th, in 1982, the 12th FIFA World Cup, held in Spain, began. And while everyone was sleeping on the French, the group would luckily go past the group stages to head straight to the semi-finals.
France fought back with great spirit. Alain Giresse, the best French player on the day, put through Gérard Soler,
where they met with West Germany, a team that had already won 2 World Cups. That match would truly change Battiston's life forever. On July 8th, in 1982, at 9 p.m, the match, popularly referred to as the Night of Sevilla, went down. Battiston started the game from the bench. With the game level at 1-1 at halftime, France would make their first substitution by bringing in the young defender in the 50th minute. Just 10 minutes after coming to the pitch, this would happen. After a well-played lob pass by the French captain, Battiston was clear on goal. The German keeper, Schumacher, raced towards the young defender to put him off. When the two got closer to each other, Schumacher would twist his body and knock Battiston out in a tackle dubbed the mother of all fouls. He had no pulse, he looked so pale. Battiston is not moving. His arm is upward, his fist clenched in a natural and disturbing way. His other arm is dropped dead. 2 of his teeth are knocked out, 3 cracked ribs and a broken vertebrae. Battiston had momentarily slid into a coma.
Can you hear me now? Hear me now? Hear me now?
Emergency medics had to administer oxygen onto the pitch. Describing that tackle in the book 12 Yards, Battiston said, quote, "The pitch was like a corridor and there was nobody in it. Like a street at 5 o'clock in the morning." 7 minutes elapsed before Battiston was carried by a stretcher from the field. The Dutch referee did not award a penalty to the French side, let alone send off the German keeper. The game continued like nothing happened. Possibly because of such trauma, France would go on to lose to West Germany on penalty shootouts after bottling a 3-1 lead in extra time. After the game, when the Germany goalie was told that his tackle might have knocked off Battiston's teeth, he joked that he was going to pay for his dentist, a joke that did not go down well with the French. After that disasterful night, L'Equipe headline read, "A story of unpunished violence, Schumacher was a brute. It's a morality tale which we will tell our children." In fact, a French newspaper later ran a poll to determine the least popular person in the history of their nation. Adolf Hitler came second after, you guessed it, the German keeper.
Toni Schumacher
Attempted to ease the tension by traveling to France to apologize to Battiston in person, but the stunt went horribly wrong. When the French players were publicly asked whether they would take the Germans on holiday with them, Battiston gave a truly sad answer: "To help me pick mushrooms in the forest, as I still cannot bend down." Battiston's life would likely turn out even better. 6 months after that gross injury, Battiston would return to the pitch, and he was part of a French group that would win the Euros 2 years later. Battiston would also go on to win 5 Ligue A titles with 2 different teams. However, Schumacher's life would not be smooth after that tackle. They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Make no mistake, the T in Toni Schumacher stood for tough. He was the Zlatan of his generation.
What John Carew can do with a football, I can do with an orange.
To prove how macho he was to his first girlfriend, he extinguished a cigarette on his own arm. And Schumacher never took a defeat lightly.
No.
After a loss, it is said he would punch a sandbag until his knuckles bled.
They called me a madman.
Now, are these stories accurate? Maybe, maybe not, but don't get it twisted. The man was if adrenaline took a physical form, an observation that Battiston noted moments before he took to the pitch. I observed his behavior, the way he clashed with Dominic and Didier Six. I thought he was very hyped up, very excitable. I remarked on this to the players on the bench. However, after the tackle, Schumacher would prove that even the toughest people can crack under pressure. On 2 separate occasions, attempts were made to kidnap his children from school, but thankfully their teachers were smart enough to recognize that those collecting them were not family members and called the police.
You are not the father.
He had eggs, potatoes, apples, tomatoes and stones thrown at him, with banners reading "Nut." When the pressure became too much for him, the striking German would listen to Revenge, a song by Peter Murphy, whose lyrics read, "Strike me dead, because only then can you be sure I won't defend myself." 40 years have passed since that tragedy, and Battiston still feels the pain from that injury.
My back! Oh, my back!
Speaking to Goal, Battiston in 2012 said, "I have forgiven him. Over time I realized that people forever marked him with this, but now it's finished." End of quote. Whether the tackle was intentional or accidental, this photo will always be up there among the most recognizable World Cup photos, but unlike the rest, this carries pain, suffering and agony, not only to Battiston but also to Schumacher.